Okay, Bailey, this is the transition planning inventory,
Okay.
and we're gonna go over this. It's not a test, it's just like a survey.
Okay. So they're like, can I get them wrong?
No, you can't get them wrong.
Awesome. Okay.
And I'm gonna ask you a question, and you're gonna tell me, you're gonna rate it on a scale 0 to 5.
Okay.
So 0, you don't agree with it, or you don't think it involves you, and 5, you agree with it, or you think it's totally you.
Cool.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. These are about your education. Okay. Do you know how to get into a community employment training program? Or do you know what that is?
Probably like a 4.
4?
I have a general idea, but like a little bit of extra guidelines.
Okay. Do you know how to get into a general education development program? Like, do you think you're not going to finish high school?
I think I'll finish high school.
Finish high school?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm pretty on track to do that.
That's good. Do you know how to do you want to go to a technical school or like a college or?
I think a college over like
College?
technical school, yeah.
Okay. Do you think you can do well in a program after high school? Like going to college or getting a job?
I think so, yeah.
Do you take care of yourself well? Like you shower and you brush your teeth and
Yeah,
comb your
I've got
hair?
that.
Oh, okay. Do you know how to find a place to live? Like an apartment or?
That I'm more in the middle on, like, yeah. I know where to look, but the process of actually like getting it is what's.
Do you know how to move into a place and like set it up?
Yes.
Do you know how to like wash dishes and vacuum?
Yeah, I got that.
Are you good with taking care of your own money? Like, do you know how to like just save it and not spend it all at once?
Yes, and like keep track of my account and like my
Yep.
checkbook, all that jazz.
And do you know how to use public transportation, like the bus or the train?
Yes, I learned how to do that last year.
Awesome. Okay, now I'm going to ask you some other questions that you can like branch off onto.
Okay.
So, what do you plan on doing after high school?
After high school, I want to go to Illinois State and be a special education major.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Do you plan on working or getting a job like when you're in college?
It kind of depends. I think I want to be an RA my sophomore year. Yeah, so I'll apply and do that whole interview process and kind of see where that goes.
Okay, awesome. You ready to answer that question? Where you're considering, you said Illinois State. Awesome. Do you know how you will pay bills after high school?
Well, I hope to get the tuition waiver from the state of Illinois, and then get scholarships to help cover the room and board portion of that.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Where do you plan to live after high school?
Well, first 2 years I have to live in a dorm because that's Illinois State's
Okay.
rules, and then I'll probably live like in an apartment with like 1 or 2 of my friends. And, yeah.
Awesome. Do you have any favorite like activities you like to do?
I think I'm gonna choose to play lacrosse. I've never played it before, but I'm gonna give it a go and kind of pick a different sport than what I've done before.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're gonna do another type of evaluation that's on self-determination, and all you have to you either answer yes or no. It's not a test.
Okay.
I'm just gonna ask you some questions. Okay. Can you describe your strengths? Do you think you can describe your strengths?
Yeah.
Can you describe your weaknesses?
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty good or in between?
Kind of more in between, but yeah, I think
Okay.
I can.
Can you explain how you learn best?
Um,
Like visual or auditory?
yes.
Do you know what you're interested in and hobbies? Like you can explain it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And do you know your values? Like what you value most, like family, friends?
Yes.
Okay, that's it. Okay. Do you know how to be involved in your community? Like you can go like volunteer or...
Yeah, definitely. So I did a lot with the 4-H club in my town, so I know a lot of people from the different clubs. I know like I can reach out to them and get involved, especially like with 4-H clubs in Bloomington Normal. So if I go to ISU, then it'll be perfect.
Cool. Okay. How do you plan to get around in your community? Like when you go to college, are you going to have a car or use the buses?
Well, for most things in college, I'll walk, obviously, because it would be like difficult to get a parking space, especially close to where I'm at. But I think I'll have my car there for at least my sophomore year, get around and be able to have a little bit more freedom and independence.
Awesome. How do you plan to take care of yourself physically and emotionally? Like, are you going to go to the gym when you're at school and hang out with friends?
Physically, so playing lacrosse will definitely be like how I keep in shape and keep healthy. I feel like there'll be a lot of running in that, just to feel like. Emotionally, I'll just like stay in contact with my family, obviously, and then find good friends. Make sure I do all my work, but don't work too hard and have a little bit of downtime.
Awesome. Okay. How do you handle making decisions and setting goals, like about your life, like major decisions?
Okay, so I like to make pros and cons lists, even if my final decision isn't what the list said. I can go back and forth, but when I make a decision, like I'm pretty set on it.
Okay. How do you best get information? Like, do you ask a lot of questions? Do you read about it?
Yeah, so I like to read news and listen to the news, like especially when I'm driving, listening to it on the radio. As far as the local news, that's a little bit more difficult because, like I don't have cable at school, so I'm not in touch that way, but I can like read the papers and stuff and get my information that way.
How do you best share your information? Do you like speaking about it, singing about it, writing about it?
Well, I'm in choir, so that's not necessarily like sharing information, but it's a form of communication and involvement with things on campus. Yeah.
Okay. What are your plans considering being married and having a family? I know that could be way out there, but
we're at our time.
Awesome.